Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And joining us a bit later from the sidelines, Doris Burke. We've got a chance now for our starting lineups from point guard to center. This game should be a good one. First for Chicago, D. Rose and Jimmy Butler, the back. And it's Noah in at the 5, roaming the paint. Then it's Dang, and it's Boozer in at the power forward. And then for the Miami Heat, Chalmers and D. Wade are the guards. And it's Bosh in at the 5, patrolling the paint. Then it's LeBron James, and it's Haslam in at the 4 spot.
The Heat have magnificent talent, but even coming off an NBA title, they had never put their name into the conversation of the great team until last spring when they went on that amazing 27-game winning streak.
There's something in the air tonight. You know, everybody needs someone to look up to.
And for the Heat, they were staring right at the 72 Lakers win record, and I'm sure everyone remembers, but ultimately they would fall, Steve, to the Bulls after 27 consecutive wins.
Yeah, that streak to me was one of the great feats in NBA history. Winning 27 games in a row in the regular season, so difficult, but it showed you what the Heat were made of. They really were battling every night, and I thought that put them on a great run heading into the playoffs.
Now, here's Chalmers. Tries to save it. Rose with the ball. Pass to Butler. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Jimmy Butler was the last pick of the first round back in 2011 by the Bulls. And last season, I tell you what, he really solidified his place in the rotation, guys. He's still developing his outside shot, but he brings an awful lot to light to the table.
The first free throw is good. And for Jimmy Butler, what a story. Abandoned as a child, bounced around from home to home. One coach would take him in, another family would take him in. It was a very tough upbringing down in the Houston area. He overcame tremendous odds. And to be where he is today with the great attitude after a short time at Marquette, it speaks volumes of his character.
Well, it sure shows in his play, doesn't it? I mean, just the way he hustles and draws fouls, rebounds, defends. He can guard multiple positions out there. You just love his overall game and his toughness and what he brings to this team.
Now, here's Chalmers. Kicks it to Bosh. Passes to Haslam. And Boozer with the block. Butler against Haslam. We've played just over a minute here in the first. And Butler, here we go. Boozer fires. Wide open shot is on the money.
Could be the first of many mid-range jump shots we see from him today.
And Miami has possession. 4-point game. James a screen on Rose. Lets a floater go. Chalmers' shot is no good. On defense, Miami. Outside Rose. Butler dishes to Boozer. It's stolen by Haslam. Wade kicks to James. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Count that one. Now the Bulls with it. Right now we're going to go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Eric Spoelstra. What'd you find out, Doris?
He said a big key for them will be containing Carlos Boozer offensively, adding he's a player who can spread the floor with his jump shot or take you down the block, and it's tough to match his strength inside. Defensively, they'll look to keep length in front of him and limit his offensive rebounding. Sounds like a good game plan, guys. We'll see how they do it.
Thanks again, Doris. Clock at 6. Rose kicks to Butler. Stolen by Wade. The feed now to LeBron. And it's rejected.
Well, with only one attempt so far falling, this is not looking good. 1 for 4 so far.
Here's Bosh. The turnaround jumper. And that makes it a tie ball game.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow, just like he got there.
Rose passes to Deng. Up and in on the layup. The Heat have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in, Chalmers dishes to LeBron. Left side, Bosch. Pass to Chalmers. From the arc. No good. Nice D from Deng.
Well, that's clearly a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look at.
Well, true. The defenders shouldn't relax just because he missed that one. He's capable of getting hot in a hurry.
Now here's Boozer. Deng can't get it to go.
Boy, he blew the easy two by profile, trying to look good. That's a bad decision and poor execution.
Chalmers against Rose. And Chalmers kicks to Bosch. And the shot is good. Bosch has got his second bucket.
It's going to be tough for the defense today. If he's got his A game rolling here tonight, we'll see.
Rose off the pick from Boozer. Rose with the ball. Now guarded by Mario Chalmers. Deng against James. Deng with the bucket.
Tell you what, it's hard to argue with the record for Coach Tom Thibodeau of the Bulls, but the rumor mill has it that the front office hasn't been happy with how hard he's ridden his top players. Luol Deng missed time last season with the hamstring injury. Joakim Noah came down with plantar fasciitis. Hey, those things happen, and I'm not quite sure you can put that at the feet of Tom Thibodeau.
Now here's Butler after LeBron James's miss. Butler passes to Boozer. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
And going back to Tom Thibodeau and that minutes load on his stars, it seems it's getting harder for players to weather big minutes, Steve, these days.
I think it's going to be really interesting going forward to see this Bulls team this year and beyond. Will that wear them down? Their guys play too many minutes. They've had a lot of injuries. I think it's time to scale back a little bit on the minutes played.
Here's Rose following the basket by LeBron James. Carlos Boozer again. Boozer's got 6 points.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
Yeah, me too, Clark. I think anytime you have success pounding the ball inside, you've got to continue to go to the well.
Now here's Wade. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Baseline jumper. And again, LeBron missing.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Boy, the defenders have to make sure they tag it.
Butler attacking. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That's on LeBron James.
People have talked about the defensive renaissance in Chicago as a big part of their turnaround, and that's accurate. Thibs has done wonders for this team defensively, but another aspect is that they've had one of the deepest benches in the league the past few years, too.
And he makes the first. Going back to what you said, Clark, about Chicago, it is a credit to them that they've been able to constantly add or draft talent that is ready to step in for them and, Steve, contribute off the bench.
Yeah, no doubt about that. You think about Taj Gibson, a late first-round pick. Jimmy Butler last year really emerged as one of the best young players in the league. Great story. So terrific job by the Bulls front office in figuring out which player to take later in the first round.
And so Butler nails both of them.
A lot of people picked the Heat to run away with the East last year, and they were right on target. They were just so far and away better than any other team in the East that you just didn't see them losing much during the course of the season.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Like as you said, the Heat clinched the East pretty early and were able to rest up a lot of their players down the stretch. Steve, never easy to win when everyone expects you to win games, but the Heat didn't seem fazed by the pressure at all.
Well, this is a championship team, and I think once you win that first title, you get a different level of confidence, and that showed last season as Miami rolled to their second title in a row.
Free throw good, LeBron.
Well, LeBron James was probably his best season statistically a year ago. I don't think there's any question about it, guys. I mean, certainly it was his most efficient offensive season. I mean, he had career highs of 56% shooting from the floor and 41% from long range. I don't know if we've seen a player of his size put together those kinds of numbers with the types of shots that he takes. I mean, just absolutely stunning what he did in terms of his efficiency last season.
Here's Butler. Can't get it to go. And it's Miami the other way. Here's Chalmers. This is to Anderson. Baseline try. Good. Anderson's got his first basket. And for LeBron James this season before last, he really focused on scoring in the post, using his size and strength.
And we've seen his field goal percentage climb as a result. The low post work, I think the selection too, shoots fewer three-pointers but a higher percentage. So now, how do you guard the guy? He's got everything in the package.
The Bulls have gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. Chalmers against Rose. He kicks it to Gibson. Rejected by Battier. T-Wade on the wing. Defended by Butler. Feeds to Anderson. It's good. This game is all even.
That's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And I would continue to do it. Force the defense to maybe send a double team. Now you've got other options to work with offensively.
Here's Rose after the made shot from Anderson. Stolen by Chalmers. The drive by LeBron. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Tell you what, LeBron can absolutely soar in for the finish. I remember last year the alley-oop in the conference finals against Indiana just almost put his head on the rim.
Air freight is a nickname we could dub LeBron James. I mean, he's an unstoppable force and an immovable object. Defensively, the strength, length, mobility. He can wall you up and lock you down and put you away.
Rose dishes to Butler, and the foul on Dwayne Wade. That's his first foul. So for the Bulls. Dunleavy's check in for Noah. And it's Heinrich in for Derrick Rose. And here's Heinrich. Outside Dang. Shot clock at 6. And Gibson kicks to Dang. Some solid defense from Battier.
He still couldn't finish, even though it looked like he had a lane to the rim. But too often, that's the story for him. Boy, he is a strong finisher on the fast break.
Yeah, he sure is. He remains in total control, even at full speed. I love that about him.
Here's Heinrich. Chicago calls timeout.
You know, in one of the more compelling postseason stories, the question about when the Bulls would bring Derrick Rose back just continued to hover around the playoffs. Ultimately, just never happened.
Dang against Battier. Dang passes to Heinrich, and he uses the glass on the layup. Well, back at the Bulls, and even without Rose, I think the team made a big statement, Steve, with how they played in the postseason. They showed that they weren't just a one-man show with Rose running things and have a solid core and system that will always compete.
Well, it's the second straight year that the Bulls have essentially been without Rose in their playoff run due to injury. And so I think Chicago fans are kind of wondering what exactly the roof is for this team, the ceiling, if you will. Let's hope that Rose stays healthy this year, so we'll find out.
Here's Dang after the made shot from Anderson. Now Heinrich. Now the pass to Dang. Just 5 on the clock. And he gets the bucket. Dang's got 6 points.
Well, he's found his game and his rhythm this quarter. He's gotten into a nice groove.
Here's Cole, guarded by Heinrich. Anderson dishes to Allen. LeBron left side. Allen's shot is off.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
Heinrich with it, picked up by Battier. Heinrich kicks to Gibson. The shot goes down and it gets his game back to even.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening, Steve.
Oh, it's off the charts. It really is. And defensively, I mean, they have to start shutting down some of those lanes to the hoop.
Now here's James. He's got 6. Battier the pass to Anderson. Allen dishes to Cole. Goes up on the high post. Misses off the right iron.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper.
Butler kicks to Gibson. Allen against Heinrich. Back to Gibson. Tries again, and he sinks the layup. Gibson's got his second basket.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. I mean, defensively, the wind has just been knocked out of their sails.
Need to get more bodies committed down low.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
You know, he understandably doesn't like what's going on out there, and that's why he wants to talk things over during this timeout.
I think this is a good time to call a timeout. They just need to hit pause for a second and then reset as well.
We've got 1:13 left to play in the first. Butler on the wing. James covering. Butler goes in. Heinrich passes to Gibson. Rebounded by Anderson.
They've been getting out-muscled on the boards before coming up with that one.
Not playing tough enough. The physicality just hasn't been there yet.
It's Allen on the wing. Defended by Dunleavy. Battier dishes to Anderson. Shot clock at 6. Looking to end the drought. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, it was a little bit of a surprise, guys, going into last season when Ray Allen signed the contract with the Heat. He took less money than the Celtics offered him. And no question about it, there was some anger from his former teammates in Boston when he left.
And he knocks down the first one. And Clark for Ray Allen, I don't think joining the Heat was just about jumping on a winning bandwagon. I think there'd be some issues for him in Boston.
Well, there were a lot of rumors that he and Rajon Rondo didn't quite get along, and Allen wanted maybe a bigger role offensively. And in fact, you know, his minutes went down last season with the Heat, but he clearly fit in well. Came off the bench and really fit nicely with that shooting ability next to LeBron and Wade.
Now here's Butler. Rebounded by Anderson.
And you know why he was open there. They didn't commit too much defense to him, and you can see why. He has trouble making that shot.
And that one's good by LeBron.
Well, the pick worked really well there. Nice job taking it right to the 10 for the layup.
Heinrich outside. He dishes it to Dang. Butler sets a screen for Dang. An absolutely remarkable shot at the buzzer.
Was it ever? It doesn't get any better than that, fellas. Woo! The definition of much in the clutch.
He wasn't going to let anyone else take that shot. He wanted that ball.
It's all tied in Miami. We've got more in store for you right after this. Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And when you consider how the Heat are doing, Stephen Clark, what are your thoughts?
And the key is you look at the steal totals for this team. They have really put good pressure on the offense.
Well, you know what? Pressure can lead to pilfers, and pilfers can lead to points. So we got the 3 Ps: pressure, pilfers, points. Get it done.
Now here's Bosch. Here's Wade. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Wade seems to be slowing down just a touch, and the difficulty as you get older, when you're not a great jump shooter, which Wade is not, is that the defenses will back off you. And that's the big challenge now for Dwayne Wade, adjusting to that newer style of defense that he's going to be looking at.
That free throw missing. And Steve, you go back to the strong output for Dwayne Wade last season for the 4th time. In his career, he averaged over 20 points and 5 rebounds and 5 assists a game. Clark, one of only 4 players in the league last season to hit that mark.
And Kevin, he led all shooting guards in player efficiency rating for the 5th consecutive season. Some might argue, but the numbers speak truth. He's the best shooting guard in the game.
And he can't hit the second.
Well, I tell you what, you consider all the injuries the Bulls had last year, and you look at the 34-18 mark against the Eastern Conference, and it's absolutely remarkable considering what they had to go through personnel-wise.
Now here's Noah looking for his first basket still in this one.
A clear look at the hoop. He doesn't miss many of those.
The drive by Wade. The dish to Haslam. It's blocked. Here's Dunleavy. He feeds it to Rose. Pass to Heinrich. Kicks it to Boozer. And good on the basket. Book it. Boozer's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Bulls. And back to the Bulls in the East. It wasn't just one guy who stepped in the shoes of Rose or the departed Ashik. Really, it was a group effort.
You know, you looked at the roster last year, you kind of scratch your head. You go, how is this team going to get to the second round without Derrick Rose? But they did it with a group of role players, with a front line that was tough and nasty and rebounded well, and with great coaching, too.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Gentlemen, Ray Allen is arguably the greatest three-point shooter in NBA history. It's a shot crafted by endless reps in the gym, and he thinks being a bit, quote, obsessive-compulsive may have fed into his legendary dedication. He recalled back when he was 8 years old. He always had to make 5 left-handed layups and 5 right-handed layups before he could leave the gym. But one day, another team needed the gym, and he had to leave before he could complete his ritual. He said, "I cried. It messed up my day." Guys, it sounds strange, but that's Ray.
But Doris, for all of his downsides, that devotion to repetition is part of what's made Allen such an amazing shooter. At the end of the day, it certainly worked for him.
Great job. Taking it right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left him no choice but to foul there. You know, last year, guys, I think it was in mid-February, Rose said that he wouldn't mind taking the whole year off. Usually you never hear stuff like that come out of a star's mouth, but his reasoning sounded sound. You have to listen to your body and take it from there. And everybody's a little different in how they respond, not only to an injury, but how they get ready to return and come back to the court.
Well, you go back to Rose and his recovery from that tough ACL tear. There was a fair amount of pressure on him to return in the playoffs, especially with other Bulls players themselves, Steve, battling through injuries.
In fact, I was vocal about it, Kevin. I said that I thought he should come back, that he owed it to his teammates, but you know, in the end, he had to feel right. He had to feel confident, and if that was not the case, then he made the right decision in holding off to play this year.
He did the important part at the line there, the heavy lifting, if you will. Made this a two-possession game.
Passes it to Allen from downtown. Boozer with the rebound. Boozer's got his 6th rebound on the night.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might well tell the story in this one.
And that should tilt things toward them. I mean, they've been winning that battle.
Banked in off the glass. Boozer's got 10. Here's Chalmers. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Wade outside. Will it go? He takes it up and lays it in.
And I'll say this about him, Kevin. I mean, it looks like he's made of rubber sometimes because defenders just bounce off him when he's driving the lane. What a finisher.
You know, he's got something more than that, Steve. I don't know of a player who can make defenders look as silly and foolish as he does with his passing. Going behind his back, dropping no-look downs, threading it through guys' legs. I mean, all of that stuff is in his book bag of tricks.
Chicago leading by 5. Outside Rose. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's Boozer. No good off the back of the rim. He'd have gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. Here's Wade. Noah with the block, but he gets it back. Wade, good.
And a pleasure to watch him work at that end of the floor.
Bulls have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Heinrich kicks to Boozer. Heinrich passes to Boozer. Into Noah. There's the feed to Dunley. It's stolen by Allen. Pass to Chalmers. Now Hansel inside. That's good, and so Chalmers with the assist. And now just a 1-point Bulls lead.
The easiest way to do it sometimes is with the bounce pass.
Rose against Chalmers. Rose kicks to Dunleavy. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession. They could retake the lead after trailing for a while.
Well, nice work to hang around and just put themselves in this position.
And the basket by Chalmers. And the Heat lead by 1. It's back and forth this first half.
Well, 5 lead changes early on, guys, as we grapple back and forth.
This could be a back and forth game all the way, guys, the way it's being played. This is fun to watch.
Now here's Rose. Dunleavy dishes to Rose. 5 to shoot. That one's off, still out of sync.
He thought he could knock that one down, but the defense was really all over him.
Allen, right side. Dishes it to Chalmers. The Heat need to get a shot off. Near the three-point line, it's Wade. No good.
This quarter has not been his best. The defense may be starting to affect him a little bit.
You know, Heat head coach Eric Spoelstra worked his way up from the very bottom in that organization. I mean, he got his start as a video coordinator, and through years of hard work and dedication, has really become an outstanding coach.
To the paint, here's Allen, and he uses the glass on the layup. And look at how the hustle game has been going for Miami.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And the other thing they're doing is forcing a lot of turnovers, and that's helping them to get easy points at the other end.
Here's Rose. Ray Allen picking up that last basket. Rose passes to Heinrich. He kicks it to Boozer. Shoots from 12. Good, and Heinrich gets the assist. And 12 points for Carlos Boozer. And back to Coach Eric Spoelstra as a guy who got his start as a video coordinator, picking the game apart. Steve, he's very comfortable with the new advanced stat movement, analytics in the NBA.
Yeah, and I've had a chance to speak with him quite a bit. He says that the way they use advanced stats is just as a conversation piece in the coaching room. Their analytics department will bring them various information, and it will force them to ask questions, which is very healthy for a coaching staff to do.
Knocked away and stolen by Chalmers. That's good from Allen on the assist by Chalmers. And it's 6 points for Allen.
Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here that they're going on.
Now the story is points in the paint, Park. I mean, they're getting point-blank shots every time down.
Now here's Hinrich. Noah with a screen on Wade. Noah kicks to Hinrich. Back to Noah. Rose attacking, rejected by Chalmers. Wade dishes to Allen. Lead pass was put in just the right spot. Now it's a 5-point Heat lead.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
Yeah, I think that's what's keyed this run, Park, because they're keeping the ball moving. Defense hasn't been able to set up.
Here's Dunleavy. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Now, here's Chalmers. Outside Bosch. Feeds it to Haslam. Poked away. Allen left side. Back to Bosch. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Bosch has got the lead up to 5 now for Miami.
Well, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
Well, and that's why they're on this run, guys. They're getting the ball inside and getting really high percentage looks.
Now here's Rose. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Here's Haslam, and that one's good. Haslam's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Make it 10 of their last 12 points coming off assists.
Wow, are they moving the ball right now? They look good.
Dunleavy, the pass to Rose. He dishes it to Noah. Trying to find Boozer, and he does now. The shot misses. Great D that time from Haslam. On offense, here are the Heat. They're on an 18-6 run. Chalmers with it. To the middle. Here's Wade. Great D that time from Hinrich.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
The pass to Boozer. Rejected by Haslam. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Here's Boozer. Looks a big high bounce and goes in. Boozer's got 14.
You know, he started out hot, and he's only gotten hotter. He could be in for one of those games.
You know, to me, one reason why Carlos Boozer is such a valuable scorer is that he can hurt you in a multitude of ways inside. He can hit the rainbow jumper of his, and when he's back to the basket, can go over both shoulders very well.
4 on the clock. Near the three-point line, it's Wade. Wade missing again. Bulls trail by 3. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, gentlemen, head coach Eric Spoelstra of the Miami Heat finally getting the respect he deserves now with their multiple championships. But his players, not afraid to rib him a little. Dwayne Wade said Spoelstra's favorite word? Focus. He said, here's what it sounds like to play for my coach. Come on, guys, we have to focus. Next game. Come on, guys, it's about focus. Game 82. Guys, it's about focus. Kevin, it's all about that consistent message, right?
A steady hand, Doris. The players seem to really appreciate it. James kicks to Anderson. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. And for Boozer, you remember the story. Growing up in Alaska, his dad tied his right hand to his waist so he'd have to develop his left, and that was something that he worked on even more when he went to Duke.
Well, yeah, his left hand is fantastic. I mean, that's his preferred hand when he's finishing around the rim. A right-handed jump shooter, but anything around the basket is usually his left. So he probably owes his dad a debt of gratitude for tying him up all the time.
That's one way to put it.
Talking about Chris Andersen, guys, the Birdman. We weren't sure if he was going to be able to fly last season, but he did latch on with a very good Miami Heat team who was in need of some help rebounding, which is his strength. He still can do that and block shots as well.
So neither attempt will fall that time for him. And the Birdman, a fan favorite from his days in Denver. The tattoos, his kinetic style of play, certainly drawing attention.
Well, he's an athletic presence inside at both ends of the floor. Defensively, he can slide his feet and block shots. And offensively, he's a guy who kind of hangs out on the weak side and finishes plays by catching and dunking.
LeBron against Dang. 6 on the shot clock. Chicago needs to get off a shot here. Here's Boozer. Another one falls for Chicago. 6 changes of the lead here.
Yeah, no team able to build a big lead early on. I mean, it's tight.
What do you think, Steve?
Well, both teams still kind of feeling each other out here, and neither team has been able to find an edge in this game.
Anderson's shot is off. Chicago leading. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Butler dishes to Rose. Outside Dang. They get it back. Gibson. The third shot of the possession finally falls for him. Gibson's got 8 points. And we're through 2 here in a good one. Wolves out front as they end the third quarter on a 12-4 run. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, with Derrick Rose. Derrick, how does it feel to get back out there on the basketball floor here for the new season ahead?
It feels good, man, especially playing with my teammates. We have new teammates. We're just trying to come out here and just play hard and compete.
Great to have you back, Derrick. Kevin, back to you.
Okay, Doris, much appreciated. And now for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Welcome to the halftime report with a close contest going on out at American Airlines Arena. Chicago with the lead against Miami. Wiping the glass defensively. Look, no streaks. They're preventing any second chance opportunities. Carlos Boozer has been outstanding. His shooting percentage off the charts right now. He's got the magic touch from the field, no question about it. And on the other side, Miami's still scrapping. They haven't settled on tough shots. They're taking it strong inside. They're getting quality shots and a lot of quantity of those quality shots. A nice first half by Ray Allen. He's got 8 points, and he's helped out with some key rebounds as well. And that'll be all for now. Thanks so much for joining us. The third quarter just about to get underway.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And as we return to action, a breathtaking view over the shores of Miami. A fantastic game from Carlos Boozer in this one.
Well, he created a lot of opportunities for himself in the first couple of quarters. And tell you what, he was smart with his shot making too. Really took good ones.
You know, points per shot attempted is really one of the undervalued stats in the game, and it's a real measurement of efficient scoring.
Now here's Wade. Teardrop shot, and it's good on the way up. Wade's got the first points to start out the third quarter for Miami. Bulls shooting 56% in this game, really stringing quality possessions together offensively. Rose off the pick from Boozer. Rose attacking. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way. Rose has got 5 now.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Yeah, that's textbook basketball, just having their way down low.
And it will go, and the Bulls' lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from James. Now the Bulls with it. Rose with the ball. Now guarded by Mario Chalmers. Stolen by Bosch. He lobs it up and finished off by LeBron. Guys, what a back-and-forth game this has been.
You know what? You're right. Neither side has been able to hang on to the lead for any kind of time at all.
Yeah, you're right. That's 7 lead changes already.
So it's Chicago now. Outside Rose. Here's Boozer. And it's Miami with the rebound.
While not as dominant on defense as they were a year before, the Heat still were tough at that end of the court. The thing is, you could see them turn it on and turn it off when they needed to defensively, so they always managed to get the key stop when they needed it.
And when you're coming off a title like the Heat are, there is a natural tendency to cruise. But, Clark, you said this, and Steve, I'm sure you want to comment on it. They can turn it up in a hurry.
Well, there's just so much athleticism on this team that if they want to pressure you in the half court, they usually can force turnovers. And if not, they can also sit back and play a more straight-up defensive style and be very effective that way as well.
And he makes the first.
Well, the Bulls battled in last year's postseason. Got a Game 7 win in Brooklyn to sneak out of round 1 in what was one of the more interesting series of the first round, but then fell to the Heat in round 2.
Haslam hits both of them. And for the Bulls, no Rose the whole time. And they had questions constantly being asked if he would return. But the team came together, Steve, and showed the Bulls aren't just a one-man show.
They missed him, though, Kevin, desperately. I thought they performed admirably, but they really needed him against the Heat. They were able to steal Game 1 in that Eastern Conference semifinal matchup, but without him, the Bulls just didn't have enough firepower to beat Miami.
Here's Bosch after Carlos Boozer's score. Bosch sets the pick for James. Back to Wade, 6 to shoot. LeBron against Butler. LeBron, no good.
This offense's first miss after 3 straight makes to start the second half.
Rose against James. Outside Rose, back to Boozer. Fires from 18, and the shot falls short this time. The Heat with the lead. James in the post. He's working on Boozer. LeBron passes to Chalmers. The dish to Bosch. It's LeBron with the drive. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession.
2 seconds on the shot.
Here's Rose. He has 5. Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. And during the timeout, both coaches getting a chance here to review the strategy at this point of the game, along with the discussions. Also some rehydration going on with Gatorade. Everyone trying to bring their top game here tonight.
Yeah, that's why you see the trainers going around to every player, making sure they're hydrated, they're getting enough to drink during the game. And so important to hydrate yourself and keep yourself strong and ready to play for these big minutes down the stretch.
And so here is Chicago. They trail by 1.
Well, Carlos Boozer wasn't as efficient last season as we've seen in the past, and I think in large part it was due to the extended absence of Derrick Rose. He was the bailout option for the team on many occasions.
And Clark, for Boozer, you talked about his offensive efficiency. Strong, physical player, but he only averaged about, Steve, I think like 3 free throws a game last season.
Well, he's a fadeaway jump shooter. He's an excellent offensive player, pretty efficient in his scoring. But most of his post-ups end up in fadeaway jump shots, and that's why he doesn't get to the line very often.
Boozer has been great. He has 9 rebounds and also a block shot.
Pretty much unguardable out there. He has just been fantastic in this game.
Oh, it's been a stupendous performance, no doubt.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
They should be in front right now, but he'll be relieved not to have come up totally empty there.
Took him no time at all on that one. Chalmers has got 6.
Yeah, something that makes him hard to defend is his ability to receive a pass and get off an accurate shot in one quick, fluid motion. So you better beware of where he is on the floor at all times.
One of the premier catch-and-shoot guys in the league, Steve. There's no question about it.
For Miami, they've gotten 4 of the first 5 second-half shots to fall. 80% since the break. And the Heat call time here.
Well, when you have the best record in the league, you're going to be the most dominant, one of the most dominant teams at home. The Heat just destroyed people down in Miami, and only the Denver Nuggets had more wins at home than the Heat did.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Well, guys, I was able to listen in on what Eric Spoelstra was going over with his team in that last huddle. Their fast break offense has been lacking in his opinion, and he let his players know about it. Look for them to really start pushing the basketball. He was also adamant that they can take advantage of this defense with the use of solid ball screens and the pick-and-roll game. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. And how crazy is that from the Heat to win as many games as they did last season, but still be second in the league in home wins? Still, we're far and away number 1 at home in the East.
Well, yeah, the Knicks were the closest team in the East, but they still had 6 fewer wins at home than Miami. But the Heat really just did what they had to do to put themselves in position to go on to their second NBA title in a row.
Butler goes in low to Boozer. Rose kicks it to Noah for the lead. Again, Chicago.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
The Heat have gone 5 of 7 from the field in the third quarter. Let's see if they can keep it up. Wade dishes to Haslam. Haslam a screen on Deng. LeBron's shot is good. LeBron's got the game tied up here for the Heat.
He had a whole lot of space to get that shot.
Yeah, I don't think the defender did a good job there of getting over the top of the screen.
Boozer, no good.
Boy, that's a shocking miss. That's one of his favorite spots on the floor, and the defense was nowhere to be found.
LeBron passes to Wade. And the foul on Dwayne Wade. That's foul number 2 for him.
Boy, in a close game especially, those plays really hurt. Well, I love it. He gets there first, absorbs the contact. Nice play defensively.
No flop there. He took that one right in the chest.
The Bulls making a switch here. Dunleavy's checked in. Heinrich kicks it to Noah. Back to Heinrich. And stolen by Chalmers. Allen inside. Guarded by Heinrich. Allen's shot is off. The Bulls shooting has been fun to watch in this game. They're at 57%. Here's Butler, and he makes good on the layup. Butler's got 6.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded-out physical game.
Yeah, that was your game, Clark. Pound it inside and take the ball right to the defense.
That's what I tried to do, man. I knew my limitations.
Hope they get it back.
He had to battle for that lay-in. Excellent, tough defense, but he found a way to get it down anyway.
Heinrich outside. He feeds it to Dunleavy. Takes the 3. Good, and Heinrich gets the assist. Dunleavy's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Hey, you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Chalmers dishes to Bosh. Pass to Allen. On the wing, James. Chicago grabs the miss. Heinrich's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Ray Allen pulls it in.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
Kicks it to James. And it's out of bounds to the Heat as Miami retains possession. The Bulls making a switch here. Cole, the pass to Allen. Jacks up a 3, and he gets it to go. Allen's got 11 points.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
For Chicago, they've gone 7 of 11, a lucky field goal percentage here in the third. Heinrich with it. He's picked up by James. Dang kicks to Heinrich. Back to Dang. Passes it to Heinrich. Shot clock at 6. And there's the call on James. That's foul number 2 for him. Now Dunleavy. He's got 5. Floats one, and the layup is up and in. He has 7.
Yeah, not just an everyday finish. He put a little pizzazz on that one, guys.
Here's Cole. LeBron left side. The feed to Cole for the lead. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. LeBron's got 5 assists in the game. And Clark and Steve, as we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, exactly right, Kevin. I mean, these teams just simply keep trading baskets, and as a result, trading the lead.
Yeah, neither side really able to create much of a cushion at all. So which team can make a little run here? We'll see.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Allen kicks to James. Back to Allen. Pass to Anderson. Just 5 to shoot. Butler with the block. Now Dunleavy. He's got 7. Lets it go from deep. And it's Miami with the rebound. It's LeBron with the drive. Dishes it to Cole. Back to Allen. Lets the 3 fly, and he gets the bucket. Allen's got 6 in the quarter.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
That was the 9th straight point from behind the arc, Clark. It feels like they're finding the holes in this defense.
Now here's Heinrich. And he uses the glass on the layup. Heinrich's got it all tied up now for the Bulls.
And there it is again. That's where their points have been coming today, from the low post.
And even under pressure and tight, they've maintained their concentration and converted their opportunities.
Here's LeBron. 14 points for him. Allen dishes to Anderson. This game, LeBron outside. Back to Anderson. And he jams it with authority.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Well, those could be an important 2 points, too, guys, in a close game like this one.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for Miami.
And they continue to run and gun throughout the game, guys.
Something else they've done is force a lot of mistakes defensively. And they've been turning those turnovers into points.
Now here's Butler. He's got 6, and Ray Allen gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
And, you know, these calls can be some of the toughest in the game for the officials.
It all happened so fast, but I really think that was the right call. The defender was not really set in that situation.
Dang against Badia. Here's Dunleavy, and he lays it straight in. Dunleavy's got 9 points.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively, Clark. I mean, what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
They've clearly been the better team on the glass, but it hasn't necessarily translated to the scoreboard yet.
But you feel like it's going to reward this team at some point. They've got to continue to maintain the energy.
Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D, I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
Miami with the ball after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. And he gets it to go. 16 points for LeBron.
The turnaround jumper, that was a thing of beauty.
Feeds it to Gibson. Back to Heinrich. He kicks it to Dang. Over to the wing. Heinrich outside. Shot from 12. And again, Luol Deng. Deng's got 14 points for the game.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
Yep, that's something that the defense has to put a stop to. Maybe a defensive adjustment is necessary here.
And Cole kicks to James. He dishes it to Battier. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. James has got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Well, Chicago has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession.
Such a careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game here.
There's 18 seconds left to play here in the third. And he banks in the layup. LeBron's got 10 points here in the second half.
I don't know who was supposed to be on him there, but clearly a mistake by the defense.
Rose passes to Gibson. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. For Chicago, they have gone 6 of 8 from the free throw line tonight.
And they averaged about 77% from the free throw line a year ago. So this is a solid free throw shooting team.
Yeah, they had the kind of success from the line that would make any coach breathe a sigh of relief, guys.
And that one misses. Good on the second free throw. Here's James. Can't get it to go. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Heat out front. They're up by 2. And when we return, we'll get the 4th quarter to the 3rd, and we've still got a close one. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
Really excellent feed here, and I know we're used to seeing this guy score, but he is no slouch at creating passes and opportunities for his teammates, and he showcases that skill right here on that replay.
And here's Heinrich. Out left to the wing. Boozer against Haslam. Rose dishes to Boozer. It's stolen by Haslam. Noah against Chalmers. And it's blocked by Deng. Here's the teardrop. And he gets it to go. Rose has got the game tied up here for the Bulls.
Just seems like they're finding an open lane to the hoop every time down. That's 5 buckets in a row for them in the paint.
Yeah, on the flip side, Steve, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior.
Inside to Bosch. Hit his foot. And the ref's whistling a kick ball. And Chalmers kicks to Wade. Took the opportunity when he saw it. And the Heat lead by 2.
They'll be counting on even more points from him. That's essential if they're going to pull this game out.
Heinrich passes to Noah. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Haslam. In transition, here comes Miami. Chalmers running, and the call will be against Joakim Noah. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Wade gets a screen from Bosch. Battier against Deng. Here's Wade on the mark with the 15-footer. And now a 4-point Heat lead.
He's been much more effective in the second half than he was in the first.
Rose dishes to Heinrich. And the pass to Boozer. Shot from the wing. No good. The Heat go the other way with it. Now here's Wade. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Makes it off the glass. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
I love it when a player like this shakes off a poor first half and comes back strong like he has, showing a lot of confidence in his game.
Now here's Rose. In low to Boozer, stolen by Bosch. 3-on-3. Here's Wade, and that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers. Chalmers has got 6 assists now in the game. Wade against Heinrich. Now the dish to Noah. It's stolen by Haslem. Chalmers against Boozer. Out to Battier. Back to Chalmers. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
You know, people look at Mario Chalmers and say he might not be your typical point guard. He's not a big-time penetrator or playmaker, but he's a good fit for the Heat with his active defense and spot-up shooting from long range. I think it's a hand-in-glove fit, actually.
The free throw drops for Chalmers. And Chalmers, a 3-time All-American and NCAA champion his junior season at Kansas, received the Most Outstanding Player Award for that 2008 tournament.
Hit what was probably the biggest shot in Kansas history, the three-pointer that sent that game against Memphis into overtime that allowed the Jayhawks to go on and win that national championship.
And so Chalmers nails both of them.
Hey, last season Chalmers missed a game-winning shot. That happens to a lot of guys in this league, but what he did the next game is of note. He made 10 threes, and arguably his best game ever, as he set a Miami Heat team record for makes beyond the arc.
Now here's Butler. Back to Rose. Shot clock at 5. To stop the drought. Rebounded by Battier.
This has not at all been the kind of performance they've needed out of him.
And Mario Chalmers grew up in Alaska. Not too many NBA players hailing from up there, taken with the 34th pick back in 08.
He's played his entire career with the Heat, and really it was a perfect situation for him when LeBron arrived because he's a kind of a combo guard. He plays the point, but he's an excellent spot-up shooter, so he can play off of LeBron and Wade quite well.
Now here's Rose after the miss from Chalmers. Butler kicks to Boozer, and it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way.
I'll tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
James checked in for the Heat. The Heat leading by 10. And Chalmers kicks to Haslem. Got a piece of it. The drive by Wade. He feeds it to Haslem. And that one's good. And the Heat lead by 12.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Yeah, they're getting exposed right now.
And he gets the bucket. 25 points for Carlos Boozer.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
Chalmers passed to Wade. Bosch heads the pick for Wade. Back to Chalmers for the 3. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Tang's got 4 rebounds in this game.
You know, normally when you dominate on the glass, it really shows up on the scoreboard, but not so much here today.
You're right, Steve. Typically, it is a good barometer that indicates who's winning, but not so.
What an excellent performance from the field for him.
Shooting in Chicago, Carlos Boozer.
I think when you look at Derrick Rose, fellas, the most intimidating thing about him is his elite speed. But you also have to consider his size. He's well put together, about 6'3", maybe just a shade over 200 pounds. He is a handful when he's coming at you fast with that strong body and explosiveness.
A nice shot by LeBron. Bulls trail by 9. Outside Rose. Into Noah. Chalmers with it. Tries from 16. Joakim Noah grabs the miss. Noah's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Hey, Clark, you mentioned the size of Derrick Rose. 6'3", not just a speedster, but the combination of quickness and power. I've always thought that. He goes in there, and he would be a very tough guy to try to stop when he's got a full head of steam.
Oh, no question.
Oh, wow.
He's coming at you with that burst and the strength. That's why he's so overpowering as a point guard. Now, tough call there on that illegal screen.
He didn't look set to me, Steve. I thought that was a good call.
Bulls trail by 9. Pass to Butler. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Here's Chalmers. Bosch, a screen on Rose. Chalmers dishes to Haslam. Here's James. Here's Bosch. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. They get Luol Deng.
Check out the game for Bosch. He's got 8 points, and the steals are starting to pile up for him also.
They sure have, and clearly he's gotten in their heads because of it, Clark. You guys are looking over their shoulder now, always worrying about where he is.
That free throw, no good.
Well, coming off a title last year, you always wonder if a team will maybe relax a little bit. They usually won't admit to it, but Chris Bosh readily said it at times that his team had a difficult time lighting that fire again.
And he's good on the second. Go back to what Bosh said. I think that is true for every team, Clark, that comes off a championship, but they usually don't admit it like Bosh did.
Well, you know what? Once you've won it all, there is a bit of a relief and a little malaise that may settle over you, but I've always respected Bosh's candor. He's a guy who doesn't bite his tongue, and he articulates what he feels, and I think it's impressive that they fought back to the finals once more, because that shows they eventually did recapture that fire.
He has not lost his focus today. Even when things haven't gone his team's way, he's still bringing it.
Now a timeout called by Miami. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Eric Spoelstra address his team. He told the players, let's put our foot on them and keep them down. We've got them exactly where we want them. I want to see you guys slow the pace, use the clock, and stay away from any silly fouls.
And thanks for that story, Doris. Now here's Wade. James outside. Kicks to Haslam. It's stolen by Dang. And it's Rose penetrating. Passes it to Noah. And yes, sir, that one drops. And now just a 4-point Heat lead.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
Yeah, the defense has been futile here. 5 of the last 6 field goals in the lane.
Three-pointer, Wade. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Noah's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Clark, this offense has really been clicking.
No doubt about it, giving the defense all kinds of trouble.
And they're playing with so much energy offensively. The ball is really moving.
Now here's Rose. 6 to shoot. Into Noah. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. And it's 8 points for Joakim Noah.
That's some grit and determination in the post. Essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Exactly. I mean, this is the time to attack on the interior and generate those easy opportunities. Boy, just a brain cramp, guys. I mean, that should have been the simplest of exchanges.
Here's Rose. To the wing right side. Noah kicks to Dang. To tie it up. And it's good on the way in. Tang's got it all tied up now for the Bulls.
And they're making a statement here, guys, going inside for 8 of their last 10 points.
Time to man up on D and stop these free runs to the rim.
Chalmers passed to Wade. The feed now to Haslam. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
You know, if you just look at the numbers without knowing who Dwayne Wade was, you'd think he was probably 6'7" or 6'8", but the way he blocks shots and rebounds, even at 6'4", he just plays much bigger than he really is.
And the first one at the line is good. And you go back, Clark, to that big man game for Wade, averaging about a block shot a game for his career.
Well, you think about it. He's 6'5", but he actually has a 6'11" wingspan, and you're not going to find a stronger guy at the shooting guard position. He's over 220 pounds, and there's nothing extra there, so he brings a lot to the table.
And Wade drops them both.
And Chicago has their hands full guarding against Wade.
18 points, and he's created a lot of chances for his teammates also.
And some of these passes have been absolutely beautiful, Clark.
Boozer gets the bucket.
They are so productive in the low post right now. 8 straight points have come inside the paint.
That's bully ball they're playing there.
Chalmers dishes to Haslam. Pass to James. Feeds it to Wade. Back to LeBron. Dishes to Wade. From deep. Chicago grabs the miss. Rose attacking. He kicks it to Boozer. Butler passes to Deng. It's stolen by Haslam. He dishes it to Chalmers. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Wade kicks to Bosch. There's the pass to Haslam. And there's the feed to James. Back to Wade. 6 on the shot clock. The kick out to Bosch. The 17-footer. The shot's good on the assist by Wade. Wade's got his 5th assist in this one. Here is Rose. Chicago with the ball. They're on a 17-7 run. The dish now to Deng. Butler on the way. Outside Rose to take the lead, and that one's good. And the Bulls lead by 1. Boy, right down to the wire here, Clark and Steve. Still anyone's ball game.
Both teams really invested now. I mean, this is the type of game you love to win, and you hate to lose it.
Boy, after all this energy that both teams have expended, you're right, Clark. This would be a tough one to lose.
There's a minute 45 left here in the 4th quarter. Here's Bosch. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there.
You know, it seems like when they've gone to him, he's really come through. And that's not something they should get away from.
Chicago calls timeout. They're down by 1. 1:39 left in the 4th quarter. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thanks, Kevin. Tom Thibodeau had some words for his team in that last huddle. He was intent on running the offense through Boozer. Coach has called on him to play a very big role at that end of the floor tonight, and as far as he's concerned, that hasn't quite taken shape yet. He also wants them to concentrate on working as a team at the offensive end. Passing, patience, and teamwork, those were the messages. So Coach waiting until the final stages to pull a few tricks out of his sleeve. Kevin, let's see if he's made a wise decision.
And thanks for that story, Doris. And he gets it to go. Boozer's got 11 points in the quarter.
And that's what you love to do as the road team, Kevin. Hit the big shot to take the crowd right out of it.
Well, they've done that for sure.
They sure have. That shot right there had a huge effect on this crowd.
Now here is Haslam. Inside. James kicks to Haslam. And no good, trying to use the glass. And Chicago shooting 65%, an outstanding offensive display from them. Here's Rose. Nails it!
Boy, right now it's really tough to stop Rose.
For Miami, they've gone 8 of 16 from the field in the fourth, exactly 50%. James in the post. He's covered by Dang. Count it! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within one.
That is a clutch shot if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, very gutsy there. What more can you say? He got it done at the best time.
Now here's Butler. Rose attacking. He feeds it to Noah. Here's Boozer. Yes!
Love the interior passing. He knew exactly where to go with that ball.
Now a timeout called by Miami. They're trailing by 3. There's 25 seconds left in the game. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter. It's stolen by Dang. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, that's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yep, you got to extend the game here. Try to keep that clock from moving.
There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter, and he commits the intentional foul. The first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he is unable to get the second one. And here comes Wade. And here's LeBron outside. It's in! And that shot brings them to within just one.
He's so clutch, Kevin. When the pressure is at its highest, that's when he's at his very best.
And an intentional foul there stops the clock. Get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now in the second. And he ends up making the second, and that will put them up by 2. 8 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Favorite move right there, guys.
And he does it as well as anyone. Tremendous skill in the air.
Chicago calls timeout. Here's Rose. Oh, it's off the mark. And we're going to overtime. Time expires, and we're going to overtime. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena. We've got overtime action now, folks. Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, Doris Burke on our sideline, and this is Kevin Harlan. Into Noah. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. 10 points for Joakim Noah.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Chalmers against Rose. And Chalmers kicks to LeBron. from 11 feet away, and that one hits back iron. Chicago leading. Outside Butler. And there's the call on Bosch. That's foul number 2 for him.
Tough break for the defense. He took the heat and drew the whistle.
Yep, but when you get there late, that's what happens.
Wade against Butler. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, he's as smart as they come defensively. No matter who he's guarding, he knows what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, and he forces them to do things that maybe don't suit their game.
Free throw, good Butler.
Check out the game for Butler. He has 9 points, and he's come up with a couple of nice steals today, too.
Well, he's been playing a very energetic brand of defense, Clark. You got to love it.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. The Heat trail by 4. And it's Wade penetrating, and he gets it to go. Wade's got 22.
He's never going to pass up on a chance like that. Even with just a sliver of daylight, this guy can get to the rim.
And the basket by Rose.
Well, the drive to the bucket was nice, but how about the finger roll finish? Beautiful.
Miami's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. James sets the screen for Chalmers. Pass to Haslam. Stolen by Rose. For the finish. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Boy, extremely opportunistic defense leading to those points there.
That dunk, Clark, coming within seconds of the steal.
Love the way they convert from defense to offense.
But that's what happens when you get all 5 guys on a string defensively ready to react and make a play.
Haslam, that's good.
And that assist earned him a little nod from his teammate after the basket.
Now Butler. Just about 2 minutes in now to this overtime period. What a game. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession.
15 seconds on the shot. 13.
Here's Wade. Kicks to Chalmers. Knocks it loose. Haslam against Butler. Pass to Noah. Boozer dishes to Butler. And stolen by Chalmers. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
Such a careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game here.
We're in overtime. If you've just joined us, 2.5 minutes through it. Boozer against Haslam. And Boozer gets it to go. Boozer's got 38 points.
He's been working some magic out there today, guys. This lead has been largely his making.
Here's LeBron. Here's Haslam. Can't get it to go. Great defense that time from Noah.
Well, that's the way to get the board there.
Just been rebounding well all game long. Rose gets the bucket.
And their field goal percentage continues to climb. They've really shot the ball well here today so far.
Yeah, and it's all about quality shot selection, smart shot selection. They've been very patient on offense.
And the Heat call time here. Net rebounding has enabled them to keep the lead.
And has allowed second chance opportunities for them, which are very valuable.
The drive by James. Great defense that time from Noah. Guys, a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, I agree. Got to use some clock here.
Pass to Buck. Feeds it to Dang. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Here's Boozer. Cashes in for a double-digit lead. Boozer's got 40 points.
Yeah, he's performing at such a high level. That's why they're in the lead right now.
LeBron drives in. Buries it down low. LeBron's got 27 points. Here's Chicago. They're on a 14-6 run. Rose against Wade. Rose passes to Noah. Outside Butler. Shot clock at 6. Great D that time from Chalmers.
That's the kind of defense required when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were right in his face.
And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Bulls have gotten themselves off to a terrific start here in overtime, hitting 6 of their first 7 shots. Wade against Butler. Dishes it to Noah. Outside Rose. Just 5 to shoot. He's feeling it. And he connects with the jumper. Rose has got the lead up to 10 now for the Bulls.
Boy, you relish these sorts of road games where you come in and you get the job done.
In a long schedule with the kinds of pressure of travel and tough opponents throughout the season, it's always good when you play a game like they have here.
But they're this close to putting it away.
Yeah, and they don't need to do anything to reinvent the wheel here. I mean, just take time off the clock and squeeze the orange. Don't turn it over.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Wants to get it to Butler and does. Here's Boozer. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
And a missed opportunity right there.
Definitely. I think he should have converted that one.
The 3 from Chalmers. And there's the call on Bosch. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
It's going to be a tough loss to swallow. They just didn't have much gas left in the tank once we got to overtime.
And so it's Chicago winning this one. Clark, what a game.
Yeah, they kept their cool, stayed with the game plan, and that's why they came out on top.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Derek, congratulations on a great win. What was the major thing that turned this deficit around for you guys?
Just playing defense. Our defense turned into offense, and it worked out for us tonight. We definitely don't want to be in that situation, but we just fall our way back into the game.
Derek, thank you. Usually it starts with the defense for this team, Kevin.
Doris, thank you. And for Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, and the rest of our great 2K Sports crew. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us as Jordan presents our player of the game, Carlos Boozer.